Hi guys.
There
So
we go.
I'll introduce myself as I normally do with clients. So I'm a clairvoyant medium and I'm a healer, but I'm a healer first. And I see mediumship as being a type of healing. And I'm clairvoyant, but I read the chakras. That's my way in. I think it's the best way because your chakras are, they're just a roadmap of what's going on with you. I like working that way. So with the chakras, you're all familiar with them, I'm sure, but with the chakras, they're like pools of information at the surface is what's going on right now. So if you open yourself up to the chakras, then you go straight to the nitty gritty of what's happening with people. And it's a great way of working. So that's how I start, and then spirits step in as I'm working. Um, so you guys are all quite, your vibrations are quite high, so it's interesting to work with you. Um, so yeah, I was going to tell you, so how I started. My mum was a healer, so she was. I was just telling Samantha. So my nan used to go and see Harry Edwards, a spiritual healer, and he said, "Oh, your daughter's a healer." So my nan, being quite bossy, got my mum to start doing healing straight away, and she was 8. So she was 8 in 1948. So my mum she was aware of my own abilities, but she didn't want to put that sort of pressure on me that her mum put on her. So she was just sort of just very open. But anything that happened, she'd be like on me. She wanted to know exactly what happened, like what spirit happened, what came through with spirit, what energies I experienced, etc. So so yeah, so that was nice that she was that encouraging. So as I'm tuning in, I'm going to lift my vibration and work with spirit. But I'm also going to work with healing as well. So you might get some healing going on around you. I've got healing guides that work with me. So I want to just as I'm sort of coming to you, I just want to lift your energy. You've got a lot
Okay,
going
thank
on.
you.
You've got a lot going on. You've got your hands over your throat chakra. There's a lot going on in your throat chakra. You've got a lot going on there. So it's all about communicating your truth today. So
Okay.
getting that out, communicating your truth. It's always also in your sacral. So you've got a lot of emotional stuff that you've managed to communicate. But you're a good healer because I can feel that in your heart chakra.
Hmm.
And you've got your guide stepping in around you. There's a paternal link stepping in beside you, which I'm aware of. As I'm saying that, I'm getting a sense in my tummy as well, sort of a tightness. Is that your energy? Are you feeling a little bit?
No.
Okay. Well, it's not me. So I think that's okay. So it is. Can I just go straight to is your father in spirit?
No, father
Okay.
figure.
So okay. Sorry. I think so. I think it's on the. It's. I think it might be dad's dad then. If okay, you shaking your head. So am I wrong? I'm just
No, I don't.
completely.
Yeah, no, not dad's side.
Okay, not dad's side. Okay, there's a paternal link coming in. I'm gonna stick with it as I'm saying that to you. But
Yeah.
you've got the thing as I'm sort of drawn into your throat chakra. I have to say, so your clairaudience is good. So you can work with that in a stronger way because
Hmm.
I'm just very aware of that. And the spirit that's stepping in, there's definitely a paternal. I work first and foremost clairsentiently, so I feel that bond and it feels like a fatherly bond. So it's a
Yeah.
connection to you that is on that wavelength.
Yeah.
It's not your dad then, but I
No.
feel it in that way. So so okay, so he's very supportive of you and he's been around you today. And he's very
Okay.
protective of you. So when the way in which he steps in is around your shoulders, obviously that connects to your throat chakra, but
Yeah.
taking responsibility off of your shoulders. But very loving. And also when he stepped in, I was feeling that tummy thing. So I think he had a stomach thing um, when he was ill, because
Okay.
I'm aware of that. Okay, I just want to. He's very. So I was going to drink my coffee. I'm just
All
pleased
right.
to get a link. Okay, yeah, no, he just steps in. He's very resolute, and when he stands behind you and he has his presence there, and just he's very protective of you.
Yeah.
Um, I know he can step in. He's also stepped into dreams because he was showing
Yeah.
me that. So
Yeah.
it's easy for him to connect. You understand that with REM sleep, rapid eye movement. When you're sleeping, you're dreaming, and they can
Yeah.
step in. And he's
Hmm.
he's really overjoyed with that. He's a good communicator. which I'm aware of. I know he held his emotions back, but he's effervescent with his love for you, and he just wants
Yeah.
to bring it forward. So he wants to communicate all of that, but he steps in around you. Also, good parents, loving parents, and he comes in on that wavelength, even though it's not your dad. They
Yeah.
get involved with the fabric of things, making things happen for you, and
Hmm.
he's like that. So he's helping you to move things forward, helping to open things up for you. And
Yeah.
also with that, he's opening up your third eye, so you're able to see the future, see your way forward, and just
Okay.
lift things up. Because he's very, excuse me. Can I ask who he is to you? Because I'm
He's
just interested.
my uncle.
Is he? Okay,
He's my uncle, yeah, but he brought me up.
okay, yeah. Thank you for telling me that. Because yeah, he just feels like dad. So that's my I feel that so strongly. So he's like a dad. So
Yeah.
to me he feels he's your dad. So
Yeah.
like I can't, because that's how he feels. Um and also you saying who he is, he just lights up. So he lights up. Also, he lifts his vibrations, so he works at a light level. So which is really interesting. Um, so the way in which he steps in with you is very healing. Okay,
Yeah.
so and as he's stepping in, he's working with you, helping you with healing, helping you let go of stress.
Hmm.
Although you were saying you weren't feeling it, I'm still feeling stuff through your sacral solar plexus. So
Okay.
okay, so I think you've had a tough day. But yeah, he's been he's been around, okay, and he's lifting you up.
Yeah.
Also, as he was just stepping back, and I'm seeing him as a sort of being of light as he steps back. I'm seeing the angelic realms around you as well. So um, I know that angels stepped in around. I don't know if you guys do angels much, but I'm very aware of the angelic realms, and they're
Hmm.
definitely around you as well. Because as he's stepping back, I'm seeing wings behind you. So that's
Okay.
Archangel Michael. Um, that's definitely around you. So
Yeah.
yeah, Samantha, do you do the angel stuff? Where are you on that? You do. Oh,
Mm.
good,
I work in the galactics because I'm normally off
good.
out of body, but I go through the layers to get to it. If that makes any
Okay, okay.
sense, yeah,
Yes, no, it does completely. I work with a lot of ascended masters when I'm
yeah.
working, um, so that suits me. Fee, can I just come to you because I'm working with your energy. So you've got orange around you, which is really nice, but I'm seeing a lot of yellow. So seeing a lot of solar plexus. So you've got a lot of energy coming from your solar plexus, a lot of healing going on, which is very strong. Blue again with the communication, it's lighting up, so you're communicating things really effectively, and you're getting your point across. Okay, so you're doing that really well. Also, there's responsibility being lifted off your shoulders, which they're showing me. Respons is being taken away,
You're muted,
and then
Faye.
So sorry. So sorry.
That's all right. It's just I just thought.
Thank you.
yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, thanks for saying that. Because I was sort of getting it from a body language. But yeah, um, yeah, Fee. So responsibility to be taken off your shoulders. There's somebody, as I was just working, there's somebody that they feel maternal to you stepping in. So it feels like mum, but just stepping in, and she's very very loving. Stepping in. Also, she's very much around again, communicating with you, clairaudiently. So hearing her voice. She's very good at that. When she steps in, her energy is quite flamboyant. So so she's sort of there's quite an entrance when she steps forward. So there's an energy to her which is lovely. But she wants you to know that she's around, and she's got she's helping you with your spiritual growth and lifting you up. So she's helping pull you up. So she's literally showing me you going through your third eye and up through your crown, and then she's sort of waiting for you the other side. So as you lift your vibration, she's there to meet you. So she's ready and raring to go. Again, as I'm talking, I'm getting solar plexus feeling. Is that you? Is that yours?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just want to check because I'm very clairsentient, so I just pick up. I just want to make sure it's you that I'm picking up on. Okay, that's clearing. There's a lot going on in your heart chakra with love. There's a there's a lot going on there, and also the way they're showing it to me as well. So green is the natural color for the heart chakra, but pink is when there's spirit stepping in and working with it. So you've got that. They're coming in from a higher realm. Also, as I'm talking to you, your guides are stepping in. So you've got there's two guides that I'm seeing, one male, one female. Now, there's a healing guide which is of light, which is what I'm seeing. But the other one that I'm seeing is very much about your personal strength and holding your energy when being challenged by others. So they're stepping in. So we all understand that there's things that you can do, but you hold your energy and you lift your vibration to help others, and
Yeah.
that's where the most power is. And you're doing that very effectively because they're showing me. So I'm just very aware of that. So was that your mum?
No, it'll either be my grandmother or my mother-in-law. It's probably my grandmother.
Okay, I think okay. So the flamboyance, it was almost like this when she came in.
It's my grandmother.
Okay. Okay. And yes, she's very hair's done really nicely. So she it's really important for her to step in and be there for you. She moves stuff around. Okay, you do have activity around you. I mean, I'm used to it. I
Yeah.
think we all are when we're doing it a lot, but yeah, she's claiming responsibility for that. But she's got a very I want to sit with her energy a bit more. When she's communicating love, I don't know if she went from breast cancer, but what she's doing, she's showing me a specific thing, which is from heart chakra to throat chakra. So she's showing me communicating love is really important to her. She's
Yeah.
just effervescent with that.
Yeah.
Um, and um, and she loves the party. She loves lots of people around.
Yeah.
So she loves a gathering. That's really important. Well, she just really enjoys that. So yeah, so that's really nice. I just want to see if there's anything else. But she comes in with a real mum energy though. I know it's your grandma, but she just comes in like her mum.
It's really interesting because often my grandmother and my mother-in-law will come in together, and my mother-in-law
Right.
really close, and my mother-in-law is also very effervescent, but she loves a party and she was very spiritual. So
Okay.
often they will come through together.
I think yeah, there's a combination of the energies together, but it's interesting there. When I was drawn to your guides and saying what I just said, then they are very much helpers and stepping and there to be connected with.
Yeah.
My mum. I was talking about my mum. She's a healer in spirit.
Yeah.
So if she's trying to get me to lift my vibration, she won't talk to me unless I lift my vibration.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I'm like, but mom, and you've got to lift your vibration before, and that's what they're doing. So they're sort of standing at the sort of above crown and doing that, sort of drawing you forward.
Mm.
Um, but you have lots of ability. Okay, so you just sort of pull that through. Um, and I know that started in childhood for you. Um, sort of being aware of spirit. So
Yes.
yeah, and also as I'm talking, I'm sort of getting a buzz of energy from your guides, and so you must have been so you're very clairsentient. So you'd be sitting in school. You must have been aware of everyone
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah. That's good. Okay. And they're showing me the wings behind you as well. So that's lovely. So it's lovely to have the angelic realm stepping in. They're also I think because I've sort of done two now with um anyway, it's that maternal love coming through. So Mother Mary stepping forward as well. So I'm just aware of that, that energy. So you're doing a lot of healing. You're lifting a lot of hearts. You're helping a lot of. It feels like children, but you're doing a really good job with that. And spirit are stepping in, and they bless that. I think we all know when you're working with children, spirit get very, very involved with that. They helped me when I was very little, which is how I started. I got healed at the age of 7 by a spirit that was sort of Mother Mary. And same for you. They're just telling me how you're helping them. So use your experience to help others. So you brought light to darkness. So you're doing that really well. So and I'm doing this. They're making me do this. So this is communicating love. Samantha, were you going to say something then?
No, sorry. No.
Sorry. It's all right. So okay. Again, so Becky, I just want to come to you and just work. So you've got lots of animals around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm just aware as I'm sort of stepping into your energy. You're very good with animals. You can speak to them. They're listening to you. So you talk to them a lot. So you're lifting their intelligence. When I work with spirit animals, if they've been spoken to a lot, then it sort of lifts them so that they communicate better. I've sort of made it quite clear. I work with clairsentience, and that's a great way of working with animals. But when they've been spoken to a lot, it lifts their vibration, so they're more able to work with clairaudience or just give you stuff. And you've got quite a lot of spirit animals around you,
Yeah.
sort of stepping in around. So the first one I was seeing was a cat, but I was just there's all sorts, um, there's all sorts stepping around. Sorry, just as I'm working with you, my energy's being pulled, so I'm seeing them beside you and back and to the back of you as well. Now they're making the point as a collective that there's a lot of protection around you, a lot of protection, because any of us that are working with light, then there's dark stuff around, and we're protected from it. But they're just making that point of they're protecting you and they're looking after you. Okay, they're lifting your vibration and they're keeping stuff, and also your demeanor and your you feeling down, they're lifting you up, they're lifting your energy. So they're pulling the energy out of the solar plexus and lifting you up. Now that feeling of I know we're in a public setting, but there's not too many of us. That feeling of feeling down, it's that powerlessness feeling, and then they're working with your solar plexus and they're lifting you up. Okay, they're lifting you up. They're doing that very effectively. And one of the key things here is you being able to communicate your truth. Okay, because that's what they're working with, and they're empowering you to do that. And they're also saying to me that do you do trance?
No.
Okay, they're telling me that you should be doing trance.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if Samantha's been telling you this. She's laughing, but okay, but you have spirit love humble. Okay, spirit love people that aren't pushing themselves and being too egotistical, and you're not, and they're really respecting you in that because you have a lot of potential, a lot of power, a lot of energy, a lot of high vibration that you're bringing through. So that's past life stuff that you're bringing through. So you will be surprised by how much you can do with the abilities you have. You just got to step out of the way. I was talking about that earlier, but it's just you getting out of the way. So it's sitting in the stillness, getting your mind to be from a bubbling ocean to a still mill pond of calm, and then you're like you can start writing things, or people can put impressions there. But they're very. I just got this wave from your guides then as well, which is really lovely. So just of the clarity, there's a lot of logic to it, but there's a stability, a calm to it, which is partly your energy as well. You're not pushing your energy out there because you're humble, but you have that energy to push out and to help others with. So you really do have that ability. And the way in which they're showing me is I feel the clairaudience, but I sort of clairaudience, but I sort of clairvoyance. So your third eye opening up, and then you seeing the bigger picture, and you seeing the way forward, like it's a big part. And again, I'm seeing a lot of light around you. So your guides are of light, because of the way they're showing me behind you. So that's very interesting.
Okay.
And guys, you feel free to ask me a question, or you got me, so you can push me around and ask me stuff. I don't mind. Yes, Fee, your mic's.
Oh,
Oh,
we switch the camera off instead. Oh no, there she is.
Right, I have to swipe to put my speaker on. Stephen, would it be appropriate for me to ask what my guides are like? I've always wondered what they are like.
okay, yeah, you've got the one that is okay, the way in which I was seeing it, because I was seeing it clairvoyantly. So there's the one on the right of light, so androgynous, not particularly male or female, and that is the one that's working with the healing. Now that they're working from a very high vibration, sort of from the angelic realm, so like an ascended master, and so they're bringing energy down and work and then working that, filtering it through your system. As they're filtering it through your system, it's making you very sensitive, and then you've been adjusting to that.
Yeah.
So there's been an adjustment taking place
Yeah.
as they've been bringing that down. So you're working with there's a very high vibration which they're bringing in, but it definitely means that you can work in a very evolved way with the healing, very much intuitive, the
Yeah.
way in which you'll be working with the healing. But I was talking about the healing that you're doing with, it felt like children.
It is, yeah.
And so when you can see and recognize, when I'm doing readings, I can pick up on autism,
Yeah.
and I can and I think it's so I'll explain how I see it. So like when I'm tuning in, I can pick up on somebody that's bipolar or schizophrenic. My identical twin brother, I didn't mention that, did I? I'm identical twin, and he's bipolar. And because I grew up with him dealing with, he was very random. So stuff happened, but I knew how that felt. And it's the same with autism. So you just got this insight with autism as well. You understand, you can see to the heart of it. So autism is a very much being overwhelmed and not being able to communicate because there's too much going on. You have an insight into that where you can help them to articulate
Yeah.
their and you have that ability,
Thank you.
which is brought to you via spirit. But the way in which so the one guide, so I'm seeing it to your left, your but on the right hand side I'm looking at of light, and so that I understand that bringing that energy down. So you can ask me a question.
No. I was
Okay, right. So that one. So you're dealing with that. Now the one on the left is more tribal, more used to dealing with, is more logical and pragmatic. When I go to, it's a man, but he's very logical. He's schooled in logic as a philosophy,
Yeah.
and that's where he comes from. But he's very much about you holding on to your personal power. Now, I haven't spoken to Samantha about this, but my own personal journey is anything that I use, any way in which I use energy to manipulate others, I wouldn't do that. I'm not doing that. That's not who I am. But your guide knows how to do that. So he uses your ability to block other people, to work with an audience, to lift the collective vibration of a room as a manipulation. You're using the hierarchy spirit to lift people. Then that's allowed then, because
Yeah.
you're working for the collective good. You're allowed to do that. So that's where he comes in, and he's helping you to protect your energy. It's a good combination of the two, because the one that's of light
Yeah.
is bringing this high vibrational stuff, and then the logical one is somebody that's ascended and he understands how to process keeping your feet on the ground whilst lifting your vibration. So that's how I see them. Now the guy on the that I'm seeing to the left, he feels sort of his background is it feels Hebrew
Okay.
or Jewish, but I'm not sure because if you go back to some of the ancient libraries in Constantinople or Turkey, there
Yeah.
was that was more it goes back, before Hebrew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's how he feels. Um, and that's what I see. But it's the key thing there is logic and personal power, but using it for the collective good and using it in a way, but just showing you how to protect yourself because um, it's really important for you to do that, and it's part of my journey as well. Because I've got a guide similar. I've got a few that I've connected with, but when he first stepped forward, I was like, oh well, I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't be messing with people's energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the more you move on your path, the more you realize, oh, hang on, I need that. I
Yeah.
do actually, that is relevant.
Yeah.
It's part of what I need. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Protection. Thank you so much.
but yeah, so you're working with the two together, and then there will be others. Um, I always see spirit guides as they're sort of like a circle around you of energies, and then around them is another circle. So there's of a higher vibration, and then when you're working with, as you're working, you lift your vibration, and then you connect to the higher ones. So there'll be others there as well, but that's where you're at right now, is what I feel.
Thank you, because I often ask for I can't sleep, or if I'm struggling, or I need to not switch off, but I just almost switch off. I need too much. I ask for help. I ask them to come and help me or to heal.
Right.
I literally thought it's a bit weird because also my husband's there. I was like, I literally feel something or someone that come behind me like this.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And within seconds, I'm out. I'm gone. When I'm like,
Yeah,
help me sleep, or please help calm me down, or please heal me, or please something. And literally, I feel that behind me, and I'm gone.
yeah,
I'm gone. I'm out.
yeah. I mean, been doing healing on myself when I'm going to sleep, and then I feel my hands move, and
Mm,
I'm like, I'm gone. And then I feel my hands go like that, and I'm
mm,
like, oh,
yeah.
like there's something going on when I'm not conscious. It's interesting, isn't it? My guides, because it's a small group, I will talk you through it. I thought I might do this. So my guides, I've been meditating quite a lot. This was sort of 15 years ago. And they brought through this meditation, which was for people that are very clairsentient. I think we all are here. Is to pick up on other people's stuff, just helping you let go. Um, and they talked me through this meditation. So can I do that, Samantha? Is that okay?
You can. Yeah, of course you can.
Okay. So if we're all sitting comfortably, okay. So it's a brief one. There's one I go through all the chakras when I'm doing it, sometimes with circle and stuff. But if we're all okay, so if we close our eyes and just focus on our breath. So as we focus on our breath, allow warmth to grow at the center of your chest. So breathing in and out as you allow that warmth to grow at the center of your chest, the heart chakra. Now, with each breath in, send up to the universe what's not for you. That's breathing in and up. And with each breath out, send down to Mother Earth also what's not for you. So that's breathing in and up, out and down. Breathing in and up, out and down. And as you breathe out, imagine roots from the soles of your feet and the base of your spine connecting to Mother Earth. So breathing in, up, out and down. In and up, out and down. Up, out and down. So the meditation allows you to release with love all the things that aren't for you and keep what is for you in your heart chakra, but only what is for you. Breathing in and up, out and down. In, up, down. In, up, down. I can ask you to come back. That's as simple as it is, that meditation. But my guides gave me that, and they told me it was a very old meditation. It's for releasing. As you breathe in, you're constantly bringing the energy up from the planet to the universe. So you're transmuting, and then you're bringing it back down. That's going on anyway, but this helps you just to release with your chakras, just release everything. And I've been using it quite a bit, and it's a great way of syncing a group together, as we have done today. And I've also done it with muggles, like with members of the public, just a big group. And then I just got them all to breathe, and then I invite them to ask me questions, but it's that syncing, it really works. And the other thing because I work intuitively as a healer, and my mum taught me to work intuitively, I find that if you're really synced with your client, then and this is just an insight that I've got, your breathing will sync with them. So you'll open, you might have you've got your hands on, and you've got your eyes closed, and then you open, and you realize that your breathing's synced with them, because you can feel that you've connected, and it's part of the same thing. You all sync together, using that. So I think it's a really useful one to work with. So any questions?
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, so yes, Samantha, I can work with your energy a bit, so
Yeah,
if
of
you
course
like.
you can. Yeah,
So
of course you can.
yes, yeah, you've been working very effectively today. You handled there's quite a lot of emotional stuff around. So I can feel the stuff you were handling in the sacral, and then you just like keeping a lid on it, because you've got a lot of energy to you. You're not going to take any prisoners.
No, I didn't
So yeah,
today.
no, that's really good. That's really good. But there's I've always been taught that with each organization there's like an angel working with each organization. There's like an angelic presence
Yeah,
that is at the back, and so that I'm aware of that where you were, which is really interesting. Um, there's a few people. It's a small organization you're with there, so I'm just sort of tuning in. But there's a couple of people they're going to have to let go.
yeah,
They're just not going to fit.
yeah.
2/3. sorry, yeah, 2/3. I'm just aware of that. Just on the sort of logical, it's a communication issue. They're just showing me it's a communication issue.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, as I'm sort of looking at your energy, but yeah, you're lots of colours coming through, which is really good. Your third eye's opened up really well. And I know you're good at what you do. But like but there's a lot of purple I was seeing then, so that's good. So and they're working with you, sort of stepping and working around, just with your guides. Very tall. There's at least three. There's one. So I know you know your guides. There's one
Mm.
there that looks at he's he's like Atlantean or something, but
Yeah.
he comes through with that sort of energy. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. Um, and there's yeah.
It's my husband in another world.
Oh, is it? That's very interesting. Yeah, but yeah, so that's very good. So yeah, but yes, that's good. So yeah, and also you work with earth elementals. So you need to get back to, because you've been in your head all day. You need to get back to feet in the grass and getting and grounded, because the earth elementals work with you. So my nan used to talk about the fairies all the time,
Yeah.
and Um, and so when I was a kid, I sort of grew up around that. We had a year living with my nan, which is great, really. And but she used to talk about fairies in the garden. And then I had that experience when I owned it was a very old house, and there was an old oak tree, and I saw, so the aura around the oak tree wasn't just the canopy, it was the root system. So it's like a big oval, like our aura, but then all of those energy systems to all those plants all connected.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
and then
Yeah.
within that energy system of all those, that realm is where the fairies are, or where
Yeah.
the earth elementals are. And I was just like, oh, that's very interesting. And in that was a very old house. It's built in 1452, so the garden had been there a long time. So there's
Mm.
a lot of energy around the oak trees. Um, but yeah, so there. Um, um, so what else can I talk about? Yeah, just ask me a question. I don't mind. I'm I'm
What, me? Or do you mean
open. Yeah,
generally?
and generally,
Oh,
yeah, you can all ask
yeah.
me something. I don't
Okay.
mind.
So how would you sat in circle to train? Is that what you said at
Yeah.
the very beginning when we were chatting?
Sorry.
At the
Say that
very
again.
beginning, you said you sat in
I
circle to
said,
train, didn't you?
yeah,
Remind me, did you say that was church or was that independent? I'm curious.
but she was independent. She
Yeah,
was she was very into
I can
the
tell
yeah, and I
in a
used to
good
go
way.
off and do yes, that's right. So yeah, so she pretty much did her own thing. She was into the metaphysics, so she got lectures that she did on that. But she was a retired legal secretary, so she was an intellectual, but she was formidable.
Yeah,
But I just gelled, and I wanted that. I wanted to be able to understand how it worked, how it all fitted together, because I had my mum as she was, but my dad was more, well, it's not happened to me, but I'm open. So I
right.
wanted to be able to explain it to him. He actually died when I was 21, but I wanted to be able to explain what was happening. So sit down. So when I discovered the chakras, it was like a roadmap of what was going on with people.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
could heal, I could come in and I could heal someone. I could read their chakras. I could say, this is going on with you. I do the medical intuitive thing as well. But then
mm,
but what happened time and time again is, whilst I'm doing the healing, the spirit would come in. And so I'd be working on throat chakra, and somebody step in and say, I'm responsible for affecting their ability to communicate their truth, because I stood all over them when they were speaking. So I'm stepping in to help them heal that now. So that used to happen a lot. And then, so I would be, so mediumship is part of the healing to me. So
yeah,
a lot of my readings, when I'm doing them with clients is I'm bearing witness to things that they've not told anyone else about.
Yeah.
So, and so you know, that's the joy of doing the job, because you're able to talk to them about things that they've not spoken to anyone else about, and they're not talking, they're not having to say the words, so they don't have to be believed, because you've come to them with the information. And then because I've been on a healing journey myself, then I've opened that up. I think the more you've been through, the more breadth, depth, height you have to your soul, the more you can help other people with their stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the journey of developing as a medium or healer is actually more of about a personal and a soul, your own soul's journey, than it is actually the ability. I think if you're not doing the soul healing and clearing, you're going to be more blocked in your ability to work as a medium, because of getting that very fine vibration in order to be working within those levels.
Yeah. I'll tell you how. So I got the situation happened when I was 7 at school, and then I was so basically I was made to look like I was a liar, and then I got home and I thought my parents would believe me, and they didn't, and then they left me on my own in the house. Now, so that's the reason I'm telling you this, is because I was quite upset about that.
Yeah.
And quite indignant, but I was absolutely convinced that someone would come and tell me it was all going to be all right. And it was a spirit that came to me, and her energy was like Mother Mary, so that's how she sort of appeared to me. But I'm just aware, sort of clairvoyantly, that it was an old converted barn. She came through the window, and as she reached my energy field, I went from very upset to instantly relaxed, instantly at peace.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, when my parents come back, so they'd gone off to the woods on a walk with my brother and sister. I thought when they get back, they're going to tell me it's all fine. And she was like, no, they're not. And I was arguing with her. I was like, so she's then lifted my vibration higher so that I could see things playing out in the future. So she lifted my vibration, and then I went into this really deep sleep. But all the time, I still had the stress of the moment, but it was just, I had this total clarity, and then I just fell asleep. So that healing spirit came to me and helped me, and I just asked for strength in that moment, and that's what I got. And then I forgot all about that, and sort of, because you write those things off and pretend they didn't happen. And when I got to 25, my then past dad and my dad's dad stepped forward and reminded me of it. I couldn't really remember it.
Yeah.
So my grandpa stepped forward, and so I wanted to remember it, and I asked my guides, and they said, okay, well, it's going to be full on. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready, because I was impatient and I was 25. And then, so my grandpa stepped forward, and suddenly I got his memories of me at that age. And I'm like, oh, okay, so why we're back to when I'm 7. And I'm like, okay. And then my dad stepped forward, and then I got his memories of me, and the combined of their memories just pulled mine out. And then I just suddenly remembered it all. And so, and then they were just around to heal me and bring me through that. And so, which is fascinating. But that was my healing experience. And what I've discovered when I'm working with um, people's relatives in spirit is that as they pass to the light, they have a life review. And the life review that they have is they see all of their moments from everyone else's perspective.
Yeah.
And as they see everyone else's perspective, the key people, like a son or a daughter or whoever it is, they're drawn to an understanding that they never had in life, because they were switched off, or as they pass to light. And then they bring that information, they bring that understanding, they bring that clarity back when they connect. And what's fascinating is some people are enlightened by that and full of love and I'm so sorry, and some aren't. Some are still hanging on to their choices and their ability to free will to just go, okay, yeah, but I am who I am,
Yeah.
which is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I had that experience with my which has only occurred to me recently, so when I had that experience with my grandpa and my dad stepping forward with their view of my experience,
Yeah.
they were bringing that clarity that I'm now doing, or you're doing, we do for others. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so energetically at the time, I felt like I'd won the lottery when all that came through at 25, but I didn't really know what I was going to do with it or how I was going to work with it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. It's funny how spirits step in when we're children, isn't it? It's like when I was massively bullied in secondary school, so older than you. I mean, I've been aware of spirit all my life, but you know, when you look back and you think, oh my God, but I was massively bullied at secondary school for being, you know, gangly, redhead, NHS
Right.
glasses, a medium for a mother. Do you know what I mean? And
Right.
and I thank God we didn't have phones in that then, because I am old enough to be before the phone season, so we did get kind of a break from the bullying and abuse.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but it was, but I used to sit in the, oh my God, for comfort, I used to sit and stare in the mirror and watch my face change to all different people.
Oh, really? Transfiguration as a part
I was
as
doing transfiguration at age 12 and
wow.
thought nothing of it, you know. Yeah, and you know, but again, in those moments, it would bring a calmness in. Other kids were
Yeah.
singing into hairbrushes, and I was watching all
Yeah.
different faces of spirit. But I would feel calm from that moment, if that makes sense to you. I'm
Yeah,
sure
it
it does.
does. Yeah,
I do get that.
I had when I was about seven, I think it was about eight actually. So so even after that experience, I stayed at that school for 3 years, and so it wasn't good.
No.
And I had a moment where I was going to go into a class with a teacher that I was scared of, and I flipped and I couldn't really think. And one of my guides, or it was my higher self, but they just stepped in and said, if you worry, you won't be able to study, you won't be able to learn, you won't be able to understand. So just breathe and calm. And they stepped in and they brought my breathing down. And
Yeah.
then because we were going to do maths, which I quite like, and then I could think. But they came in and they just told me. So it was within me to have that sense of calm. They were
Yeah.
showing me a higher perspective of the insecurities as adults, which you don't really see as a child,
Yeah.
just lifting me above it so that I could see that they've got stuff going on. And it wasn't just, so it was just a sort of, I had this clarity and understanding, which gave me a sense of peace. And then I could actually think, because I was in such a state of terror, I couldn't think
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I could. But yeah, they sort of step in ways like that.
Yeah.
Which is
It's great, isn't it?
interesting.
Talking of
Yeah,
children things, I would love for Fee to tell you, in view of what you just gave her, I would
yeah.
love her to tell you, um, just for your clarification, if you like, what she actually does for a living.
Okay, your microphone's off again. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm so sorry. I have to do that.
That's all right.
So thanks, Sam. Yeah. So yeah, I work with young people and help them find their own empowerment and self-belief and confidence through performing arts, through singing, dancing, and drama. And most of
Oh
the
wow,
that I work with are on the autistic spectrum.
wow.
Just thought you might like to know that.
Yeah, I did. So I did know. I did. Did it sound silly? Did it sound conceited to say I did know that? But
Yeah.
I felt. But sorry. You know, I'm apologising for stuff like that for that being humble. But yeah, thank you. That's
Thank,
lovely.
thank you, and thank you because, especially when you talked about lifting of responsibility, I have carried a weight for quite a while, and I've recently been feeling very much that weight is lifted, and that I'm reconnecting back with my beautiful young people again and finding my purpose. So thank you for, and
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I've
I'm,
found connection
go
around
on.
help me do that, and I've been asking. I literally stand in my garden and ask for help. And
The team. Sorry, go on, Stan. What were you going to say?
No,
Sorry.
no, no, no. I wasn't saying. Yeah, carry on.
So the team you have are working with you in exactly the way they should. So you got one that is of the light, bringing that information down, bringing it through, and spirit, the angels, children are. It's so they are so important to them. So when I'm working with somebody and I feel angels stepping in, I know one or two things. Either they've invited them, or it's through an experience in childhood when they've been through something, because the angels step in. The other thing that's a very important, a strong marker of someone that's been through shit is um, is they're out of body, so they can astral travel like that
yeah,
because my experience when I was that terrified, I would not. I'm not here now. So
yeah,
they would. So you will find that people that can leave their body very easily. Also, kids that disconnect
yeah,
is because they've left their body. Okay, I don't have to be here then. I'm off, and then and I know I'm saying I know how that felt.
Hmm.
And the other insight that I had is I was pulling on past life strengths when I was in that situation at primary school because I was sort of fighting for my life, So I would pull on strengths, and one of them was as a sort of soldier. It was a centurion, but I just had his strength and his outlook, and so I just pulled on that energy. And I know it's sounding a bit bizarre now, isn't it, when I'm saying
No,
this?
no, no.
But so I was healing somebody last week, and then they were showing me. So there's different types of healers, but obviously we channel spirit, and then so they're working through us. We work with Reiki, so it's like universal life force, and it flows through us. But also we can work with our own energies, and so not everyone can do that. So not everyone can work with their own energies and help to manipulate stuff and to work with. But it is part of some of us can do that, and so it's an interesting insight that I had. But as I would, they were showing me this, and they were showing me some past life stuff. They were showing me it was a bit like Kabbalah, the sort of the
Yeah.
Hebrew, sort of the it's like the tree of life.
oh,
Instead of being the seven chakras, it's 10. So some of them split into two. I think well, three of them do. So they split into two. So you've got 10. So they were showing me that. So as I was doing the breath work that we were doing, I sort of visualized that when I'm working with a client. So I'm clearing stuff, and they were showing me um, the so just the tree of life going one way, tree of life going that way. So that was past lives, future lives, and then there was just you lift your vibration, and then you connect to all of them. And so that had a certain feeling to it, and it reminded me of how I felt at school, which is because I was sort of like open to pull in any energy. I didn't know what I was doing, but I could pull in any energy, and I just had that feeling. Now me at 55 doing what I did when I was 7, and I was pulling that. I thought, oh yeah, that's quite um, that's quite a thing. But it felt all over the place. I'd rather be in the energy I've got now. but it was just an insight of what I was doing then.
Yeah.
So I was pulling in. So that sort of soldier energy when I was dealing with adults that were focused on me in a negative way, was I was aware of their insecurities and their in sort of the fallible nature of them. So it just gave me an insight, which you would if you were a soldier, have those sort of insights.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much. It's very interesting as well that you were talking about astral traveling and just I'm out of here, because in the past week or so I've been talking about how interesting it is. I use the word compartmentalize, that I can really just go, oh, that's happening, that shit was happening, and just put it in a box and look in the other direction and walk in another direction. And then somebody else called it investigation. I was like, it's very interesting that you say that, because it's like that's what I've been talking about.
I was gonna say an insight that I have, because I work similar to Samantha, I think, because I work with my guides and they step in and they work through me, and they'll work with all sorts of different types of healing, but shamanic healing. So that compartmentalizing, or us just having a memory and thinking we can't deal with it and pushing it away. So it's stored somewhere. It can be stored in lots of different places. So from a shamanic point of view, it's stored in the underworld or wherever it's taken, and then you have to go and get it. And you have to pull it back and integrate it. One of the key things is that people, when they're going through a healing crisis, is that energy will come back. And this is from experience of my own stuff as well. So it will come back and you will feel as you did in the moment that it happened. So you will feel the sense of powerlessness, etc. And so your reaction to that is to push it away, push it down. That can go away. But the other side of that feeling is all the power of it being integrated back. So the light that you felt on had as a child, or whenever it is, empowers you as it comes back. And so I've helped a lot with other people doing that. But it's important to say that, so that if it feels like you can't deal with it, it's too much. When it is just needs to be integrated, it has to be brought back. And during the healing session, you're just giving them the balance and the calm for it to be integrated as they bring that in.
Well, thank you, Stephen. It's been great to have you. How can they reach out to you if they wanted to get in touch or to follow you?
I'm on Google, Stephen P. Rose, Stephen Stephen P. Rose.
Yeah.
And you just find me on Google. I've got 110 reviews. I just got one today. So
fabulous. Keep doing
but yeah,
what you do. It's been a joy. Thank you for your energy.
Thank you. Nice talking.
Thank you for your time. And have a great evening, everyone.
So much, everyone.
Thank you.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye.